Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. Thanks for joining us here on Northern Life. Sometimes we just have casual conversations before the show starts and we're like, this should probably be in the show. So I was casually talking with you two about how after work today I'm going to go and get a pedicure.
Yeah.
We've started doing that. My whole family goes in and gets a pedicure, my girlfriend, and we've started inviting other friends too. So now it's a huge thing.
Where's our invite?
Yeah, well, you guys should come with me sometime.
Wow.
Come on down tonight. It's going to be awesome. And so I informed you guys that before my vacation, which was the last time that I got a pedicure, on my big toe, they drew a picture. I always have them draw a picture. And they drew a picture of a palm tree and a beach scene and a nice sunset, you know, on the beach.
Yeah.
And they did a fantastic job. But it's been on my toe now for like 4 or 5 months or whatever. So I have a trigger warning. I have a picture of my big toe I'm about to show you guys. So be ready. If you don't want to see Hunter McCullough's big toe,
Turn off the
Change
TV.
it.
turn off the TV. But
We have told him to zoom it in
yes,
too.
Yeah.
it's zoomed in quite a bit. So here's what it looks like right now. That is what my big toe looks
It's
like.
very talented.
Yeah.
The pedicure artist was very good.
You see the coconuts? There is a sunrise somewhere, a sunset, but if I zoomed out further, you'd see my actual toe. That's the tree, the palm tree, and they did a fantastic job. So the question is tonight, what do I get on my toe now?
I don't know. We were mulling it over before we started here. Easter bunny.
Easter bunny would be a good
Yeah,
choice.
some flowers maybe
Yes.
for spring. I don't know.
And maybe I go with the summer theme too, just to get excited
Ooh.
for summer. Maybe like
Yeah.
a big sunset, or I mean, it can't be too similar to that though. That's the
Right,
beach, so
right.
I'll have to think on that. Maybe a few flowers, like you were saying. or
Would you
something.
ever get one scene on one toe and then another scene on the other big
Whoa.
toe,
Oh,
or
in a
is it
heartbeat.
strictly one toe that
No,
you do?
no,
then-
both
No,
toes.
both toes.
And then you
Both
put them
toes.
together and they create one big scene.
Whoa! I could put your
That's pretty
face on
cool.
one and your face on the other, and then we got the whole team together.
What more could you want? Just an image of me on Hunter's toe.
Being under Hunter's blanket every night.
It's an honor.
It's an honor. You can get buy snow. You could do like,
there we
like
go.
goodbye snow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's genius. Well,
Yeah.
I'll let you guys know what I get.
Yeah, please do.
All right,
When I
come
get it
prepared with pictures tomorrow.
Oh, for sure.
Let's
You
see
look
it.
out, folks.
Be sure to look out. Well, let's get to a story that's been going around a ton online and on air. It seems like something out of Jurassic Park, and it's actually the same company who we talked about previously, bringing back the woolly mammoth in mice. U.S. biotech company Colossal Biosciences claims it has produced 3 dire wolves, a species that has been extinct for over 10,000 years. They've done it by modifying the genome of a modern-day gray wolf using dire wolf DNA that was found in fossils. According to the company, some of the fossils their team utilized for DNA include a 13,000-year-old dire wolf tooth and a 72,000-year-old inner ear bone.
That is insane.
Yeah, incredible.
cow.
I mean, now we can bring back like woolly mammoths and anything we want to from the past.
Apparently, I heard on the national news, dodo bird, a possibility for bringing back.
Oh,
Sure,
That could be fun. I'd take a few of those dire wolves. They're pretty darn cute. It's like a baby Harry almost.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of those Jurassic Park movies, and the endings aren't necessarily great.
No.
But I'm sure there's maybe hopefully enough guidelines in place.
We can do it better
Yeah.
than the movie, right? Come on. We'll have some big fences and things.
What was the thing?
them at bay.
Yeah. What was the thing in Game of Thrones? Was that
It was
a
the
dire
dire wolf.
Was it?
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Well, there you go.
Are they vicious?
And the-
You shouldn't pet that, right?
Probably
Right?
not.
well, I'm sure these ones might be fine. They grow up in captivity.
Okay,
Yeah, I
okay,
would
that's
assume.
fine, okay.
Yeah.
They're genetically engineers.
Okay,
They should,
okay.
Maybe they took out the vicious gene in them.
That
Who
makes
knows?
sense.
Well, here's what's coming up on today's show. Rachel Hackbarth is back with another Does It Work product today. She's showing us a great tool for parents out there who want to make certain foods a little more appealing for their little ones.
Plus, there's the culprit in a Massachusetts neighborhood who's behind a bunch of broken windows out there. However, it's going to be hard to catch them. We'll let you know who's been behind these pointed attacks.
Ooh, I have a feeling
Yeah.
that's a little foreshadowing.
Yeah.
There. Pointed.
You're going to want to stick
Okay.
around. But until then, guess what, everyone? It might be spring, but it is officially our favorite season. It is pothole season. MnDOT asking you to stay alert and try to avoid potholes when you're driving. I'm trying to, MnDOT. And if you see crews making repairs, remember to slow down and give them space to work safely. Also, you can report potholes on MnDOT's website. Every time there are just some days where you get done with work and you're driving and you're not really thinking about a lot of things.
No.
And you see the pothole coming and you don't even move your car and you just
Right.
take the hit and you go, I don't even know why I did that.
Yeah, like my soul just left my body. That was such a huge hit. Since even on our dirt road, like going back to the cabin, there are holes that are as big as a tire, and you go down and just, it's like the biggest hit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just insane.
The toe takes a hit.
The toe takes a hit.
Yeah.
It's chipping off. It's not good.
No, I'm gonna need a repair on that paint job. Remember when we filled potholes? Was
Yes.
that?
Yeah,
Ooh,
it was
yeah,
Superior.
that was
It
so
was Superior.
fun. I can't remember which one of us did that. I know I
Both
was
you- both
involved.
you
Was
did.
it us?
He
Yeah.
made us do it.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
That's
I watched it.
He watched.
Good times. That's
Supervised.
hard work.
Yep.
Filling
Yep.
those potholes, man. Well, big news this week for a popular Hermantown business. Skyline Social and Games aims to begin construction this summer on its second Minnesota location, being planned in the Twin Cities area in Apple Valley. The new Family Entertainment Center is set to span more than 97,000 square feet across an indoor and outdoor facility with all of the same activities they currently offer up here. The Apple Valley Planning Commission has already voted unanimously to recommend approval of their plan, too. So that's amazing news,
Yeah.
you know, for a business like this. I grew up here in Duluth, went to plenty of field trips at Skyline back in the day. The way they have grown and just, you know,
Right.
even the last, I don't know, 5-ish, 7-ish years has been amazing. So fun now.
They have
It
great-
always has been, but
Yeah,
they have
really
great-
ramped it up.
Great leagues, like we did the Duck Pin League, so it'll be fun. Tell my buddies, hey, you're going to want to do a league down in Apple Valley.
Yeah.
Hey, big news for you, Hunter. A two-part documentary about music legend Billy Joel is premiering at the Tribeca Film Festival this year. The HBO production is called Billy Joel, and So It Goes. And following that premiere, the documentary will be debuting on HBO and available for streaming on Max this summer.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I've heard about this. That's my favorite song, first off, and So It Goes. Favorite Billy
Beautiful
Joel
song.
Yes,
Yes.
but
Ooh.
I guess they're getting access, unprecedented access,
Whoa.
to like all of his unseen concerts and photos and videos and things like that. And they're going to tell his whole story, and I'm very excited to see this.
You know where you get unprecedented access is
What?
right here on Northern Life, showing you Hunter's toes.
Want to see it again? I'll show you again.
An exclusive look.
We'll save it for later.
And So It Goes.
Coming up, she is back. We'll listen from Rachel Hagbarth next.
Welcome back, folks. Not to keep the talk on my toes. I know we're trying to steer away from that now, but I realized I didn't mention the business that we
Yeah.
go to. Q Nails on top of the hill. They do a fantastic job with my toes and everybody's toes and fingers. They do everything.
Toes of all sizes.
Yes. So they made that drawing and they did a fantastic
Yeah.
job. So
Yeah.
we'll have to see what happens.
No
tonight.
tiptoeing around it.
Hey, there we go. Well, listen, from toes to food, move over junk food. Fun Bites, an award-winning food cutter, is great for picky eaters and creative moms out there.
Brilliant transition,
Thank
Hunter.
you.
Yeah. Rachel Hackbarth shows us how it makes healthy food fun for this week's Does It Work?
This is the $12.99 Fun Bites food cutter set. It's supposed to create bite-sized squares quickly, perfect for picky eaters without ever having to use a knife. Jason Fabrez is not only a chef, he's a father, so he knows a thing or two about preparing food, especially for little ones.
And that requires a lot of cutting skills, which we all do by knife. But since you have brought a cool thing, I might start using that if it works.
Our kit includes a cutter and this popper.
Remove popper top from cutter. Press cutter down and rock.
We're going to try out our Fun Bites on these fruits.
Let's go with a soft one that I know it might work. It says rock. Is that rocking?
I think it's rocking. We now can press the two pieces together, revealing our design.
Oh wow, that actually works. Okay, I didn't rock it enough, so that's my bad.
Use your ear.
Rock it. Rock it. Cool. It's pretty sweet.
Oh, that's way more clear than what we, or
Very
Concise.
clean cut.
How does the Fun Bites work on something Jason says is very difficult to cut?
Make it work.
okay.
Even the pineapple, which is one of the hardest to cut, is working out.
Our fruit has now transformed into shapes like hearts and butterflies. What does Jason think of Fun Bites?
It works. It really works. It's pretty cool, actually.
Do you think it could help parents at all?
It could help parents. It could help me to do my charcuterie tables and my dessert tables. I am not kidding.
For Does It Work? I'm Rachel Hackbarth.
Very interesting. Briggs, you had a thought about, because you said that it was supposed to be,
Yeah.
you'd think it'd be the whole shape, but
I
no.
know. It was just like some rectangles or triangles in some cases too that were then, you know, once they spread apart didn't look like anything but triangles. So I don't know if that's that enticing to kids, but they could have it like set up and then maybe like take one by one, I guess.
Sure,
I don't know, it's kind of
sure.
fun.
I thought it was fun that he was requesting Rachel Hackbarth's advice on that. Is it rocking?
Is this rocking, Rachel?
You should ask that to your folks who are at your next concert gig. So, are we rocking?
Everyone's
Is it
leaving,
rocking?
filing out
Yeah.
of the room. All right, we'll see you guys later.
Apparently not. Apparently not. Well, for fans of the Wisconsin Dells, the Kalahari Resort has a new calming room for kids with sensory and neurodivergent challenges. And what's unique about this new room is a painting which ties the room together. It has a piece of art that was created by an artist with autism. Grant Munier says he didn't really have these types of rooms when he was a child on the spectrum. And as for his piece, they're characters in Grant's book series called Grant the Jigsaw Giraffe. He's literally pieced it together to help those kids who may feel like they don't fit in.
Oh, that's awesome. I, especially, in a place I'm sure I've never been to the Dells, but I imagine it can be very overwhelming.
Yes.
Yes.
So to have a
Indeed.
place where you can go and kind of decompress and take a break, what a great idea. And his artwork, too, is fantastic. That giraffe was so cute.
And a great
talented.
message, too.
I love it. Well, let's head now to the East Coast, where residents of Rockport, Massachusetts thought they had a vandal on the loose, breaking mirrors on people's cars. But it turns out the mischief maker was not a human. Logan Hall explains.
There's a vandal on the loose in the town of Rockport, shattering windows with no mercy. Oh, I should probably mention, it's not a person. It's a woodpecker.
He came into the yard and he started hopping around on the vehicles, and we weren't thinking that he was doing anything wrong.
Janelle Favaloro has had 2 mirrors destroyed on her car. Initially, she blamed her husband, who blamed their son, but then the same thing happened to her brother-in-law, who lives right next door. That's when she put together the pieces.
People from the neighborhood responded and they said, "Oh my God, I just lost 2 mirrors too," but they didn't know that it was the woodpecker. So we started putting it all together and realizing that he was canvassing the neighborhood.
I wondered if I'd see him during the interview, and sure enough, he made a celebrity appearance. But don't worry, no cars were harmed today. President of the Merrimack Valley Bird Club, Donna Cooper, says there's a pretty simple explanation for the destructive behavior. It's mating season, and the competition is fierce.
Of course, they're not interested in any other males being around, so they will attack males and try to scare them away, get them to go away or go somewhere else. And this often or can include attacking mirror images of themselves, including windows and cars.
But Janelle's a good sport about it. Her and her husband say they actually find him quite entertaining. She even says he's found love this mating season, although she thinks his new partner might need to teach him some manners.
I think she's following him around trying to keep him out of trouble, and she's really embarrassed. And if she could speak to us, I'm sure she'd say, "I'm really sorry. I'm sorry."
So Rockport residents beware. The woodpecker is still at large.
At large.
Yeah, right? The son and the husband are like, it wasn't us. It wasn't us. It was the birds.
I swear.
I swear it's the birds.
Yeah.
I just imagine that reporter waiting, for the longest time to get that clip of the bird sitting there. He's like, finally, the bird came.
Yeah, thankfully showed up right at the front step there.
Yep.
That was good news for them.
Coming up, we all need new friends. A great idea comes to fruition in Las Vegas when we come back. Welcome back, everybody, to our West. A great idea for kids out there who are looking for a friend. An elementary school in Las Vegas has a new buddy bench to help kids make friends. It was the brainchild of an 8-year-old named Phoenix. The idea is simple. Kids can sit on the bench to let others know they want someone to play with. After working to raise funds for the bench, a Good Samaritan reached out to help build it and then surprised Phoenix with it at school. What a good idea. There are so many young people out there who just have the gears in their minds churning, and this is, another good example of that. I know there's probably a lot of kids out there who just, are like, how do I make a friend? Like, it's nerve-wracking to go up and approach someone, even as an adult still,
Yeah.
So to have a clear message like, I'm looking for a friend when you're sitting on the bench is awesome.
Do you guys remember how hard it was when we were kids to make friends?
Middle school was tough.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or even like going to a different park in another city or something like that. And you want to meet somebody. It was just hard to approach them and then become friends.
When you came to the big city.
From Grimson, Minnesota,
to
came on
Duluth.
the wooden park of Canal Park.
Speaking of yes, we've talked about this before.
Yes. Oh,
yeah.
The old wooden playground.
I never got to experience it.
Near Bayfront. It was the best.
Bring it back?
playground
Yes,
Ever.
it was so much fun. Yeah, let's. I like the one now too, but I miss the wooden one.
Yeah,
100%.
you might have gotten a splinter or two, but
Had a good time.
Yeah.
Build character. In health news today, dementia affects more than 6 million Americans and accounts for more than 100,000 deaths every single year.
Yeah, researchers estimate that 42% of Americans over the age of 55 will eventually develop dementia. So across the pond, people living with that condition have found a heartwarming haven where they can sing, connect, and find a bit of joy.
CBS's Tina Kraus has our story from London.
It's Friday morning at this quintessential British pub, but the buzz inside sounds more like a weekend. These aren't your typical pub goers. They're a vibrant community living with dementia.
As soon as you walk in, dementia, it just goes out the window. It's just like each person is valued and loved so much.
Each week, the Gerard Arms transforms into the Loving Arms, a group for those with dementia and those who care for them.
It's great, you know, and because all of us have got the same, or half of it, or some of it, so they all understand each other.
My husband has just gone into a care home three weeks ago. We've been coming here for a couple of years now, and it's just absolutely amazing.
Tony Snell recently lost his mother, who died with vascular dementia.
A session like this really would have been a massive benefit to my mum.
He knows the toll caregiving can take.
What a journey of highs, lows, sadness, frustration. We kind of did it together and we got through it together.
And that's the idea here. Whether bonding over bingo or a shared smile, it's all about making new memories together. Tina Kraus, CBS News, London.
It's nice to see a space where everybody has they can all relate to something like that, and especially it's a good point talking about the caregivers who end up taking care of those folks who are suffering from dementia too.
Yeah, it's cool to see the progress that we've made. There's obviously a ton more that needs to be made in these scenarios though, but that everyone's feeling more accepted, everyone's understanding of each other a little bit more, and we need more of that in the world, obviously.
Absolutely, and I love their accents too in that story.
Yes!
It's always fun when we get a story out of London and
Oh man,
listen into their fun conversation.
Having a couple more pubs on the stateside too would be a welcome sight too.
I would love to see that. Bring it in.
Definitely miss Ireland and London as well. We'll talk about tomorrow's Green Bay themed show when we come back after the break.
Welcome back, folks. In just a few weeks, the NFL draft is headed to Wisconsin. And before they get to Green Bay here, there's been a ton of work done around town to get ready for those thousands of people coming into town. So tomorrow, Briggs has put together an awesome show showing us the construction that goes into making the big weekend special, as well as the Northland businesses that'll be in attendance for those festivities. And I cannot believe the amount of work that goes into this sort of thing and the amount of people expected to go into this city. It's going to be unbelievable.
I know. When I was doing research for this, our sister station in Green Bay, WBAY, has been doing a ton of content when it comes to preparing for the draft. There's been so many meetings and council meetings where you have to go and get, just things you wouldn't think of approved for the hundreds of thousands of people who are expected to go. And I believe this is Green Bay's first time.
I believe
it is. Yes, it is. Green Bay. It was in Milwaukee one other time way back when. But yeah, a lot of history with this thing, and pretty cool that we're making history here in Wisconsin.
Certainly are. Hey, before we go today, we want to say thank you to all the folks who sent in messages after we shared toys earlier this week. That's because we had no idea that the group in the Nerf commercial we had was actually the group The Monkees, one of the most successful bands of the late 1960s.
Oh man,
they had their own TV show and everything. They were fantastic. I love them.
Very popular.
Very cool.
Well, thanks for joining us today. We love you.
Yeah, we'll see you back here tomorrow. Have a great rest of your Wednesday.
Find some time to throw a line or just head outside to unwind. That's the life in the great North Woods. Hike or bike, whatever you like. Get out in the day, enjoy the night. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, this is Northern Life.